Good afternoon, and welcome students, faculty, staff, friends and family to the Ritesh Chandra IT Service Center renaming ceremony. My name's Steve Zaromsky, and I'm the very proud Vice President of Information Technology, because today is a day that we get to recognize and honor an individual who truly loved BSU and everything that it stands for. And that individual is Ritesh Chandra. I'd also like to point out that today is the first day of the Hindu holiday of Diwali. Ritesh loved Diwali. It was one of his favorite holidays. In a few minutes, I'm going to introduce our president, but first, I want to share some brief remarks and a story about Ritesh. Ritesh came to BSU as a graduate student in the year 2000, ultimately earning his master's degree in computer science. He was quickly hired in the Information Technology Division as a computer support technician. He served in various roles and ultimately became a director in our IT Service Center. He got to meet and befriend a lot of people. Ritesh was certainly a man of relationships. If you knew Ritesh, you would know that he would do just about anything to help someone in need. He loved our faculty. He loved his fellow colleagues, but he especially loved our students. Ritesh was the type of person that would do just about anything for anyone. He would give out his personal cell phone number. He would do it to a person that he had just met. A student? You were not a student to him. You were a bear. Just call me, he'd say. If I'm not here, I'll drive over. I only live a few minutes away. And that's how he treated everyone. He was the most caring, selfless, and generous person you would ever meet. He truly believed in the meaning of service. It was a few years ago, and I remember him coming into my office. He just walked in, he didn't make appointments, and he sat down, and he said, "Steve, I've been thinking." He goes, "I remember when I was a student here at Bridgewater. I remember everything that this place gave me. I remember the opportunities that this place presented me. And I feel that I need to do something to pay it forward." He said, what if we were to just collect a whole bunch of money and give it to a random student?" I said, I like your idea, Ritesh, but I don't think we can just collect a whole bunch of cash and give it to a random student. And he said, "Well, why not?" And I said, "See, if you knew Ritesh, you knew that he was the man that would get the job done. But rules, policies, those are more like guidelines anyway." So I said, "Ritesh, have you thought about a scholarship?" I said, "That way, if we collect enough money, it would give back to a student forever." I don't think a few days went by, and he drove over to our advancement office and put down a check for $1,500. Ritesh and his wife Dipti made the very first donation to what would become the IT Cares Divisional Scholarship. And what followed? Generous support from the Information Technology Division, many of which who are fellow alums. His brother, his family made generous donations. The scholarship grew very quickly. Ritesh and Dipti promoted it everywhere they went. Friends, family, vendors. The entire IT division was fully engaged. And before we knew it, in just under 14 months, we had raised $25,000 to reach our goal. Ritesh and Dipti were proud. After Ritesh passed, the division, with overwhelming support from the Chandra family, decided to rename the scholarship in his honor. It is now titled the Ritesh Chandra IT Cares Divisional Scholarship and stands just under $50,000. Later on, we're going to hear a few remarks from some students who benefited from the scholarship. But first, it is with great pleasure that I introduce you to a man who also knew Ritesh very well, our president, President Clark.
Thank you very much, Steve, and I want to give a special welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for taking the time to come together, to be together for this very special moment. I want to also give a special welcome to Ritesh's family, Dipti, Ashi, Dev. Thank you for allowing us the honor of remembering Ritesh, your husband, your dad, your family member here today. I also want to acknowledge Ritesh's other family, his colleagues in IT here at BSU, who have come together, as Steve just described, so beautifully in so many different ways to remember Ritesh and to support his family as well. We're gathered today not just to mourn a loss, but also to celebrate a life and to remember an example for the rest of us to follow. We mourn the loss of a colleague, a friend, and our fellow BSU Bear. Perhaps goes without saying that there's no easy way to accept the loss of such a young and vibrant friend. It's really an impossible ask. There's an old saying, it takes a minute to find a special person, an hour to appreciate them, a day to love them, but it takes a lifetime to forget them. Ritesh was in that special category of people that we will never forget, which is why we're also here to celebrate his life and to remember his example. Ritesh loved BSU, as Steve just said. He loved our community. And as Dipti has said to me, Ritesh would go above and beyond to help students and faculty, above and beyond. And he did that every day. He wrote to me once in an email to express his hope that we would all work together, and I'm quoting, to make our BSU a place of academic excellence, unquote. He didn't say the state's BSU. He didn't say our alums BSU. He said our BSU. Think about that. It is our BSU. This is our university, not the state's. We are the stewards, as Ritesh knew so well. It's up to us, all of us, to make it a shining example of excellence, to serve as a beacon of love. And in love, I want to remember Ritesh. Because if you have a job without love, it's just a job. You'll punch in, you'll punch out, you'll go home. You won't take it with you. You won't agonize over what you could have done to make life a little bit easier for other people or to serve them a little bit better. But if you love what you do, like Ritesh loved what he did, it's not a job, it's a passion. You can't wait to get to work. You actually don't want to go home on a given day, and you're always thinking about how to make it better. That's what this place is all about. That's what Ritesh was all about. He loved to serve our students, our faculty, our staff, and this university that he was so proud to be a part of. He was proud to serve others and to be part of a place dedicated at its core and enshrined in our mission to serve. Today, right now, it's our turn to show our pride in the example of service set by Ritesh by dedicating our IT Service Center in his honor forever. So Steve is right. Ritesh never made an appointment with me. He would just show up. And during the pandemic, I was in just about every day, but there were many days when Ritesh was not feeling well, but he would show up anyway. very close to the end. And he would stop in and see me. And we would just sit down and, I would be mostly focused on what can we do to help him and what could we do to support his family. And he would never ask for anything. He'd be a beacon of optimism every single time I talked to him. But we had our final meeting, and for the first time, he sat in front of me and he put his head down and he looked at the floor and he said, "I just want you to know something, and I share it with you." He wanted me to know, and he wants you to know, what a privilege it was for him to work at this great university, to be a part of a community where people care so deeply for one another. That's what he wanted you to know. That's what he wanted me to know. He didn't ask for anything. He just wanted to show his gratitude to be part of such a special university. That's what we are. Ritesh was a special person with a truly exceptional character who, until the very end, doggedly worked on behalf of our students, our faculty, our staff, even while bravely battling the deadly challenge to his health. He was a beautiful example of the very best of Bridgewater State University. Let's not forget him. Let's not forget him. Irving Berlin said, "The song may have ended, but the melody lingers on." The melody of the example of Ritesh's life will live on through his family, first and foremost, through the scholarship that bears his name, and through the service center now dedicated to his memory. We will miss you, Ritesh. We already do. But we're also deeply grateful and honored to have known you. Thank you.
Thank you, President Clark. We are now going to hear from two students who are beneficiaries of the scholarship. Even though the scholarship isn't actually very old, we were very fortunate to be able to give out 2 scholarships. Unfortunately, one of the students wasn't able to be here today. However, she did provide me with some words that she asked me to share. Her name is Rebecca Stack, and she is a junior. She is a major in health sciences with a minor in nutrition and Spanish. She's also the president of the Environmental Action Team. Dear staff of the BSU IT department and family of Ritesh Chandra, my name is Rebecca Stack, and I'm a junior here at BSU with a major in health science. I am wholeheartedly honored to have received the IT Cares Scholarship Award and everything that it encompasses. A scholarship is not simply money in the pocket. It is the fuel to the fire of dreams and passion. Science has always been my passion, especially when it comes to global health and environmental health. And this generous award has provided me with the security and support needed to pursue my dream. I never had the pleasure of knowing Ritesh, but his humanitarian character and altruistic heart are self-evident. The IT Cares Scholarship and others like it catalyze and cultivate the minds of the future, enabling students to pursue their academic desires while shaping the world of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in the process. And I am grateful to be one of those students. It is the generosity of the people like Ritesh in the BSU IT department that contribute to a better tomorrow, not only for education, but also for humanity. And I hope to return the favor someday through a career in the sciences. Thank you very much, Rebecca Stack. I would now like to introduce you to our second student. His name is Dabana Ntanki. Dabana is a computer science major, minoring in mathematics, statistics, and African studies. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Devana.
Good afternoon, everybody. I believe something good happened over there. It just means we better witness something. I want to start by saying this. Life is amazing, and we never know what's coming after that. But one thing we can do for sure is be ready. So how can we be ready? It's by discovering our purpose. Talking about purpose, I want to remember Chadwick. He said this: you rather find a purpose than a job or career. Purpose crosses discipline. Purpose is the essential element of you. It's the reason why you are in this planet at this particular time in history. So we gather today not to celebrate Ritesh's death, but to celebrate Ritesh's purpose. I believe Ritesh did not die. I truly believe that. Speaking to that, I remember Dr. Miles Monroe say once, if you spend your life living for other people, you will never die. We witnessed that through Ritesh's family, Ritesh's friends, even President Clark tell us everything about Ritesh. And as we know and we hear, Ritesh was one of the persons that started IT scholarship. It was something that's come from his heart. But we have that scholarship. I want to thank Steve, and I want to thank everybody in the IT department, because, as I said, when you have a dream, if you tell it to the wrong people, your dream will never come to light. But when Ritesh has a dream of starting scholarship, he told his dream to the right people, and those people make that dream come to reality today. I want to say something. If you spend your life living for other people, you will never die. And another thing that's going to make your life amazing is this. No matter how much money you got or how many hours you have in your job, but what matters the most is how many people's life have you changed. Ritesh changed my life. When I got this scholarship, I said to myself, I will make those people never regret it. I work hard, I study harder, because everybody that's take even one penny out his pocket, he want to help you. He want to see your dream come true. And Ritesh did that for me. He did this for my life. He did that for the other students, not just for me, but for my family. When you help one person, you may think you help that person, but you don't. You help a whole family. It's like when you give someone something, you say, go buy this. He may not buy it for himself. He may buy it for his kid, his wife. They have a food on the table. And I want to say something. Life can only be understood living backwards. But while people are living each day, so we can understand forward every day. So looking back now, we can understand what Ritesh has done for the IT, for the BSU, and for all of us. I'm here today to celebrate Ritesh's purpose, not Ritesh's death, because he did not die on my heart. I will do everything to do my best and to remember that in one day, I will give back what Ritesh done for me. Not just for me, for the students, for my family, and everybody. I'm really glad and thankful to be part of BSU. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Devana. I'm going to steal a word from our president and say we can be up here all day talking, but it's the words of a student that truly matter, and those words matter. Thank you. We're at the point where I'd like to invite up to the stage Dave and Ashy to unveil the plaque that's going to be hung at the IT Service Center in the Maxwell Library. Ashley, you want to come on over this side? If you want, you can take your mask down for the picture, okay? Okay. Be careful, I hear it's pretty heavy. Go for it. For those who can't read it, it says Ritesh Chandra IT Service Center. In loving memory of Ritesh Chandra, graduate of '02, who touched the lives and hearts of so many people. His selfless dedication to helping others made him a living definition of the word service. And his kindness, optimism, and welcoming character will never be forgotten. He loved our students, he loved his colleagues, and he loved BSU. It's now time for the official ribbon cutting, and so I'd like to invite Dipti up, and President Clark as well.
I just want to start off saying wishing all of you a prosperous Diwali. I mean, I know not everybody celebrates it, but it is Diwali today, and so, we miss him terribly today. We decided to honor and commemorate Ritesh today on Diwali, which means row of lights. Ritesh exemplified that light when he was here and continues to do that in depth. Respectfully, President Clark, Provost Ismaili, Steve Zarowski, Aegis Patton, and everyone else involved, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for organizing this event and honoring my Ritesh's legacy at Bridgewater State University. I am forever grateful and filled with gratitude. I also want to thank the BSU IT family, colleagues, students, faculty, staff, family, and friends for your unwavering support. Ritesh always said, I have a job because of the students, faculty, and staff I serve. And he showed that through his 20 years of service for BSU's campus community. Ritesh always got the job done his way, by breaking rules. He always believed in motivating his employees as they were his backbone. All of you are his backbone. As David and Rishi say, he's not gone. He will always live in all our hearts. Don't be afraid to share your stories about Ritesh with us. His endowment in Ritesh Chandra's IT help desk is how we will live on forever for generations and generations. We're so proud of you, Ritesh, our guiding angel, for the legacy that you have left for Dave and Ashi and so many. With sincere gratitude and appreciation, love, Dipti, Dave, Ashi.
Well, I want to thank everyone for taking the time out of your busy schedules to come here today. A special thank you to President Clark and his team, the university events staff, my office, and everyone in the Information Technology divisions for your support and for helping to coordinate this wonderful event. Of course, a special thank you to the Chandra family. So I hope that you'll stay and mingle and have some great conversations. Remember Ritesh, enjoy some food, and we'll see you around campus. Thank you, everyone.